Hi everyone, my name's Pincho Paxton and welcome to my video. Today I want to talk to you about an important and sensitive topic, the disappearance of a teenage boy called Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian went missing between the late hours of February the 25th, 2024 and the early morning of the 26th. There's been a lot of speculation surrounding what happened to him, and I'd like to address a key point that's been causing confusion for months. The flashlight video. The flashlight video is a CCTV recording of a mysterious light moving around the area where Sebastian lives on the night that he disappeared. The video has become a topic of controversy all over the internet. Where is the camera pointing and what is it showing? So let's take a look at the video in question. So up here is a building of some sort, and then the vehicles of the people that own the building where the camera's positioned, and then there's a boat there, they own a boat, and that'll come into play later. You can't really tell a lot. There's lights that move around, so let's take a look. The lights happen over here on the right. That's where you need to keep watching, and there you see there, look, this light moving around. But nobody knows exactly which direction this camera's pointing, and that's the problem. We don't know what this building is here, we don't know where these lights are and why this light's moving across the screen like this. Is it somebody walking around? Have they got a torch? Have they got a mobile phone in their hand? Or even dustmen have been mentioned with lights on their hats. So that could be one of the things that is as well. Many ideas coming around from this video. And you can see this is a truck, and some people have said that that's a mailbox. So you can this is where it looks more like a mailbox, when it gets more grainy looking. And there's the lights. And then there's a vehicle that pulls up and the lights come on, and nobody knows what that vehicle is either, and that could be a trash truck as well. So dustmen and trash trucks, they come up a lot in this. But I've figured out a way to solve all of this, because all these vehicles have got a set position on this person's driveway, and I can recreate this image in 3D models, and I can tell you exactly where we're looking, and that's what I'm about to do. We'll solve all of these problems. You'll find out what that building is up there, you'll find out where these lights are positioned, you'll find out where this car's parked. But I'll be showing you where we could be looking first. So here's the reconstruction that I've created in a 3D modelling package, and as you can see, it's pretty detailed. I've taken this map from Google Earth, which you can download into this program, and you get the height map as well if you look. So you can see I've got all the height gradients, and I've put the buildings in myself, rebuilding all the buildings in the area that could then possibly show up on the camera. So by zooming in on the scene, you can see that I've positioned even the vehicles in the right places, and certain items that might show up on the camera, and the trees and cars, the main important buildings that could be located on the camera. So over here you have these two buildings that could be showing up on that screen. So this white one, a lot of people think this white building is the white blob that you see on the screen, that building that you can't really make it out, and this other building with the lights on could also be in the scene. Another theory is that the lights are someone taking a bin down one of these drives, and that's what you see moving around on the screen. So if it's this white building, then the white light that moves around is someone taking their bin to the end of the drive, or one of these drives up here somewhere. If we just pop to Google Earth for a moment, you can see the camera where they recorded the video from, the famous mailbox that people get confused with the truck. This is the camera over here. This is the angle of the camera over these vehicles in the driveway, and people want to know exactly where that's looking. So you look around and you've got the buildings, the white building that I've just mentioned, the other building over there, and then you've got some buildings over here a bit obscured by trees, and this building opposite. Now from some angles you can see kind of shapes. Now this is Sebastian's house over here, so it's quite important to figure out if the lights are anywhere near his house on that night, because that's quite a clue on where he went missing. Did he cross over here somewhere, as people have said? You know, you see that person taking the bins out up here, all right, is, if you're looking at this building, someone's walking down here taking their bins out. So that's the one theory. But the other theory is that you are looking at this building over here and these white garage doors. And if you're looking at those white garage doors, then the lights are crossing this grass. And the dog's actually tracked that way as well, so that's quite important to figure out if the lights go this way, were the dogs following the same lights, the same tracks that night, were they following Sebastian Rogers? So here you can see the same camera and the vehicles, how they were parked that night. And I've even positioned all the bins, because getting the bins right is quite important to getting the whole scene right as well. By working out each position of each object, you can figure out where that camera's pointing, because it has to cross these objects at exactly the right angle for you to see where it's looking. And it could be looking any direction over here as well. So, you know, you get the light shining through the door onto the cars and vehicles and out of this window here as well. So you get more angles from the lights as well. And the boat, which was parked at the back, because you could see that boat, so that helps you to position everything as well. Now if you look from the top view on Google Earth, you can see the buildings' positions. The ones that I didn't build have a ghostly outline, and I can position my buildings on top of the outlines of the real buildings to get them exactly right. And the ones that are in the scene I've positioned exactly in the right place, and you can tell some of them how accurate they are, because by looking at the doorway you can see little paths leading to the doorway, so that shows just how accurate this is. The garage doors are all on the driveway, the car's parked right where it would be parked, in front of that garage door, because it could alter the way the light's shining back to us. If we're seeing that white blob on the screen, we want to get the shape of it right. So by positioning all the trees and the vehicles in the way and the little ornaments and things, we can obscure the image in the same way that it would be obscured on the camera, putting the trees in the right places and everything. So as not to give away the big reveal at the end, I've put a wall around the building. You can't see where we're looking now, because I'm going to show you that at the end, but we're going to take a look through the camera now. So here is a screenshot of the CCTV footage, so that I can do a comparison with my setup, the way I've set everything up. So I've positioned all my cars and the boat and the bins and these vehicles, and by getting everything right we should be able to see where we're looking up here. But I've covered the background up because I'm saving that for the end. So now let's take a look at my picture underneath. This is my screen capture of my models on the map, and this is the real video. The buildings disappearing because I've blocked the background off. But when I do this for real, you'll be able to see the building as well, and you'll know what building we're looking at because I can turn the night into day, and you'll be able to see everything in the daytime. And you see this boat, right? You've got to keep an eye on that boat. It's half chopped off at the top. That's very important. How I've chopped it off at the top, they've chopped it off at the top. You'll see why that's important soon. It's time for you to make your own guess. Where do you think we're looking? What do you think this building is over here? Is it the big white building that we saw earlier? Is it the garage doors? If it's the garage doors, are the lights Sebastian walking around? Are they bin men? Now's the time to make your mind up, because we're not going to do the reveal, but we are in a minute, and I want you to just try to look at my vehicles, look at those vehicles. Where do you think we're looking? Where do you think the camera's pointing? Because I'm going to tell you now, once I've shown you this at the end, there's no doubt in it. There's no going back. You'll know the answer. It can't be a mistake because of that boat being chopped off at the top. I haven't made any mistakes. There's no way it can be any other building than the one I'm about to show you at the end. That boat being chopped off at the top hides the other buildings. The other buildings are above the boat. You can't chop the boat off and have the buildings on the screen at the same time. It's not possible. So that's a big clue. Okay, let's take the wall out. Delete. Now we'll be able to see where we're looking when I do my final render. So here we go. I've taken the wall away, and now I'm going to reveal my image with the wall taken away. And now you can see the building that it's looking at, and it's a pretty good match. Look. Now, can you figure out which building that is? It's not white, so that's a bit of a clue, isn't it? It's not one of the white buildings. It's a red building, it's got bricks. But what is this light here? We can see it. I can change it completely to day in a minute, so you'll see the whole building. And these lights positioned around the sides, what could they be? So are you ready to see me turn night into day? Watch this. And this is where you're looking. And this is where you've been looking all along. These white garage doors in a line over here. And that door shining out. Probably a light on in there, something like that. And this is exact position. The boat cut off at the top. And I'm going to show you why that's important in a minute. Well, I could tell you now actually. It's because that white house is above that boat. You can't possibly chop that boat in half and have that white house on the screen at the same time, because it's there. The white house is. I'll show you in a minute, but you can't cut that boat in half and show that white house at the same time. The white house isn't to the right. This is to the right of the cars. The white house is actually above the boat, so you can't get it in. It's impossible. This is the only angle you can get. The exact these buildings are the only ones that can fit into this picture, and that's it. It's important to note as well that that's Sebastian Rogers' house on the screen at the same time as the video's being filmed. So the white lights are actually near his house and are actually crossing this grass somewhere. But it's hard to tell where, even on my setup here. I'll try and reproduce it, but I won't reproduce it in this video. It's going to take a while to get that right. But there's lights on this building. That you could have a light through that window there, which could be the stationary light. Okay, there's a light by this door and there's a light above the garage, but the garage probably isn't in the picture. So this is glass, by the way. You can see through this. This is a conservatory. So a light can actually pass this way and still be seen because that's glass there. So here I've opened up the image so you can see the whole thing, and there's the white building and there's the garage doors, the red building next to the white building. But the thing is, if you chop this boat off at the top, you can't get that building in. It's not possible. You can't do it. That building would have to be on the right as well, because the image on the video is on the right of the cars. You can't get that building on the right either, because you'd be looking into the wall. The camera would have to be looking right in the wall there to get that house on the right hand side. But also chopping the boat in half, you can't do it anyway. You couldn't do it. Not possible. You can even see I've put the fisheye lens into it as well. I've done all the actual details of the real image. It has a slight fisheye lens around there. Just warps that car a bit and moves the bins a little bit to the side. Every single detail I've put in the image that was on the actual video. So if you guessed the building with the 3 white garage doors, you were right. You're the winner. And this is Sebastian's house. And apparently he could have... The dog's tracked down this way, so the lights actually match the dog tracks. That's quite interesting, isn't it? And the 5 trees, they obscure the image a bit. It's the trees that you can see just blocking off the bottom there. Those trees. At the end of the day, it's about finding Sebastian though, isn't it? It doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong. It matters if we can find him, if we can just do our little bit to help to find him. You know, if the dog's tracks match the image, then that's something that should be looked into, isn't it? And dustbin men can be ignored and all this, because why would they be walking across the grass, you know, the back of people's gardens? I mean, maybe they do. Maybe that's what they do, but, you know, it's a bit strange if you ask me. Okay, thanks. I hope you liked my video. Like and subscribe, because there may be updates. I might be able to put the lights onto the image and show you an animated version of the lights. It's a good idea to subscribe so that you can catch up with all the latest information that I'm going to come up with. Okay then, thanks. See ya. Bye.